Hey y'all, I'm Shauna. Welcome in or welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. Today we're doing a roundup style video. I've done a couple of these in maybe the past 2 months where I'm going to be taking a look at some TikToks that you've sent me. Most of them are in the overconsumption realm. They're all in this realm. Some of them are overt, what the hell is going on here? Other ones are maybe like de-influencing you. And then there's one mini segment here where I have some mixed feelings about. So if you want to talk about like de-influencing and overconsumption, pushing back on consumer culture, this video's for you. So we're going to get into it. And the first one we're going to watch is back to school related. Back to school content is coming up. Every year I mark on my calendar that, I want to talk about the school shopping and the back to school stuff, but I always forget that American schools start earlier than Canadian schools. So this is a school lunch supply haul. This was sent to me in DMs. I don't know if this person wants to be acknowledged or not, so I'm going to err on the side of caution and just say that it was sent to me in DMs on TikTok.
Everything I got my fourth grader for back to school lunches. It's so crazy how much her style has developed this year. She's starting off with this Fit Fresh bag and a Stanley bag. She also really wanted a Yeti lunch bag, but this one's the 5 liter, I think, and it's just too thick, so I think it's going back. And this one might be my favorite. How cute is this little bow and all the gold accents? Because she's obsessed with her pink Bensko bowl, she really wanted the blue one too. To go with her Bensko bowl, we just picked up a few of these cute snack boxes for her fruits and veggies. I also thought this one was cute for Sandwich Mondays. She also got 3 new Ami boxes. And here's your reminder not to believe everything you see on the internet. Because while I did buy some of this, others were gifted. Thanks for watching.
Okay. We're gonna calm down. You know what? This is a perfect moment for this mini segue. I get comments all the time about how quietly I talk. Some people like it, a lot of people don't. I also get really angry messages about how quietly I talk or how softly. And the biggest reason for that is because it's become like a way to have more calming presence on camera. Like some of the stuff that I watch genuinely makes me angry. That's not the energy generally that I want to bring here. Sometimes we have moments of that, but I think overall, it's just a better presence to just be more even-handed, and not get so riled up. And this is important to me because presentation of content matters. I feel like the energy that I bring in videos matter. People watch my videos at all kinds of stages of their day. And I also want to be kind, but if I'm all riled up, I think it's much easier to be unkind. I feel a little bit calmer. This is a lot of stuff. Like we have a full room. We have a bookshelf at least of lunch boxes and food containers, not counting the stuff on the top row. I'm looking at the screenshot here and it'll be on the screen now. In this video, she brought in 4 new lunch boxes and then she brought in 5 food storage containers plus 3 Ami boxes. So like 8 food storage containers. I counted 25 lunch boxes on the 2 shelves. I'm so sorry, but a individual child does not need 25 lunch boxes. Like that's not a thing that is like coming out of any place of necessity. And getting 4 lunch boxes for one child in 1 year and I know that there's going to be more, or I suspect I should say there's going to be more. And I do think like when it comes to containers that it is relatively normal for people to have different kinds of containers, because sometimes you do bring a sandwich or sometimes you bring leftovers or sometimes you have like a heated meal, like you have a thermos. So you wouldn't need the same lunchbox container as you would if you're bringing a sandwich. And then, we're going to put your snacks and stuff. So I think it's kind of normal for families to have multiple lunchbox supplies, but not like 12 Ami boxes. You know what I mean? One of the things that really caught my attention about this, which was the opening line. So crazy how much her style has changed. Ma'am, she is 9 years old. Why are we focusing on your child's personal style of lunchboxes? So the mom also says that, the child really liked the pink one, so she's obsessed with it and she wanted another one. And so, as I was just saying, that it kind of feels like the mom caters to the child's whims, or like the child is used to having everything updated with their personal style. And if a child says, "Oh, I really love this," then mom's like, "Okay, yeah, let's get you more." The parent in this case, I kind of feel like, is encouraging some of the adult behavior that we see, where people like really love something and they get all of the things that they love, and, like, when they follow trends or indulge whims, when those trends or even just preferences change, you declutter the thing, and then you move on to the other thing. And this child is used to getting new lunch supplies and new lunch boxes every year. So, like, it's cool to indulge, like, hyper specific moments, like what's trending at a particular time, if the child is not used to owning things for a long time. And I get like the argument that, like, if a parent has money, then like they can afford to do this. But at the same time, though, we are training children into specific kinds of consuming habits. To get back to the original statement about the personal style, one reason I'm trying to, look for a bit of the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe it's a bit of a milestone for the mom, because children do change and children get older. She's still roughly 9, 10 years old. And so maybe the mom is really used to the child like really liking unicorns and butterflies. And then maybe some of these preferences are more indicative to her of like the child getting older. We're focusing on the personal style though, which is just still, to me, even if that's potentially true, the personal style of the child. Like, we're also teaching children to be self-conscious about things like personal style. You're 9. The mom also says that, like, be careful what you see online, because not everything is real, and like she didn't buy all of this herself. I'm glad that she mentioned that, because it is true that even if everything she got in this video or in this lunchroom was PR, she's still influencing you with said PR. She's still putting all of these designs in front of you. She's normalizing buying 4 lunch boxes a year, even if she didn't buy them, because you, as a consumer of this content, you don't get PR. That's not a reality of your life. So you get all of these content creators, not just with lunchbox content, but you have all these content creators who normalize owning large amounts of things, but they never had to pay for some of those things or any of those things. You do. And then, you're putting all of these supplies in front of parents every year or every week, depending on what they're doing. And she does big back to school hauls too. I was watching one of her videos and she featured like a JanSport backpack, and she's like, "We buy them every year and they're such good quality. We don't need a new backpack every single year. We need a new backpack when the backpack kind of wears out." And to me, a backpack being good quality is not like a testament of the first year. A backpack should last minimum a year. And if it doesn't, that's not good quality. Let me just be a bit of a voice of reason here. Your child does not need a lunchbox room. Your child doesn't need 4 new lunchboxes this year. Your child doesn't need a new backpack every year. Your child doesn't need 9 Omni boxes. Your child is probably going to be fine with 1 lunchbox or a few container options. We're going to move on, and I just want you to see the next video.
But this, yesterday I went through the drive-thru just to get a venti, to put it in the Frost Buddy, the to-go Frost Buddy. Y'all, it's unbelievable. Comes with this little lid. Also comes with this if you want to, and it has a straw, but I'm not using that. Okay, look, hold on a minute. You put this on. It keeps your drink cold for 24 hours with just this. Let me tell you, you go get your iced coffee, whatever size. What doesn't matter what size. This is gonna stay cold forever. Comes in all kinds of different little patterns. I like oranges. This is the bomb. Go get this Frost Buddy. You'll love it. And then message me and tell me, with just this thing on, how long this stays cold. It's unbelievable. Love it.
How many freaking cups do we need? In the Wegjar jar video, I know it's like a slightly different demographic, but in the Wegjar jar video, I was like, what, like, Are we gonna move on to another cup? This is just another freaking cup. Why are we? Somebody needs to tell me, or maybe I need to write a dissertation about why we collectively, or maybe Americans, I don't know, are obsessed with cups, with drinking vessels. It honestly blows my mind. We got to be done with this. There's another freaking cup. Like 4 million people saw this video. And some of this with the go put your venti coffee into the frost buddy, people were doing that shit with the Stanleys. Respectfully, you probably don't need another cup. This is a paid partnership, by the way. You don't need more cups. Put the cup down. Do we need to hold hands? Like, you don't need more stuff. You don't need more cups. You don't need a specialty cup to take out with you when you're doing your iced coffee thing at the drive-through. You can use your Stanley, you can use whatever cup you already have. This was the purpose. And they fit inside the Stanley. Like, you're gonna be fine. Here's what made this a little extra painful.
I've been looking for cute Christmas gifts, and I think I found one. This is on sale. It's regularly $55. It's like $36.
What do you think it is?
I haven't opened it up. I've only seen it on the TikTok shop, and I couldn't wait. So let's see. It comes in this cute little box. Let me just show you. Slide it out like this. How cute this is. It's even cuter. Look, Ruby's like, I like it. 24 ounces. It's so cute, but it come with this and this little silicone rubber thing to hold it. It has, hold on, has this little top you unscrew and then you put it in there so you don't lose it. Look, silicone straw, cold, but you get this. This is just one little thing. But you also get, in the bottom of this box, you have a cute little other gift. This cute little bracelet.
I've seen enough. We're promoting another cup. Also, paid promotion. This particular creator, majority of her content is sponsored. Is actually crazy how much of her content is sponsored. But she also said she never got it. And like she only saw it in TikTok shop and this is the first time seeing it. Why the hell are you taking a sponsorship of a product you've never, like you didn't even own it? You are unboxing it for the first time, touting it's how amazing it is. Everything on her channel being a sponsorship also bothers me. She will be sponsored by apparently everybody. And then also we have the multiple cups. Let me just say one last time, you don't need more cups. You don't. Next up is a quick one from Instagram. So on the screen, it says, "You look happier" in quotes. And then underneath, it says, "Thanks, I've been spending beyond my means." And they are lifting up packages. Most of them appear from Amazon. I'm aware this is supposed to be a bit of a joke. I get it. But to kind of talk about the impact of some of the content like this, I want to talk about how get my shit together me would have responded to a video like this. So I'd be scrolling through TikTok, I'd see it, I would laugh and I would say like, haha, yeah, that's me, that's relatable. I would have felt justified in how I spend my money, in buying all the things and shopping all of the time, being financially irresponsible. That's kind of what this does is it makes being financially irresponsible a joke and kind of decreases the seriousness and like the effects of that. Yeah, there are real financial side effects to that, but there are also other ones like the emotional side effects and the physical side effects in your home. I would have felt like, oh, it's not just me. Other people are doing it too. So maybe what I'm doing isn't so bad, or maybe it's even a bit normal. I want to go through some of the comments. Me struggling, also me, add to cart. Money was always meant to be spent. That's a future you problem though. HomeSense Canada, shopping fixes everything. Gross. HomeSense Canada. Crying when the funds run out due to online shopping. Oh, here we go. The one thing that helps me not overspend is knowing I'm funding billionaires becoming richer and that Amazon is ruining the planet. So we're going to watch another reel on Instagram. This next reel was sent to me a few months ago, back in April. And this one is somebody talking in their car.
My favorite hobby is spending fucking money. Oh my God. Nothing brings me more joy in life than going and spending fucking money. I love it. I am in credit card debt. I don't give a shit. I don't give a damn motherfucker, okay? I've never cared less. Oh, I love spending money. I like going out. I don't care if I spend $2 on a fucking hand sanitizer at the Dollar Tree, okay? Oh, I'm having the best time. What are we going to do next? I fucking love spending money. I love going on a good, thorough shopping spree. Hitting several stores, spending money at each one, going home with bags upon bags. That is so fun. I don't care if I just spent $500 on a credit card and now I'm in debt. I just had the best fucking day. I'm rejuvenated. I feel better. I'm going to go try on all the new makeup I bought. If you're my husband, don't watch this. Actually, it's fine. Go ahead, because that is my own money. That's fine. I love the hobby is blowing money. That's the hobby. Going out and bing, 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 $50 here, $25 here, $175 here, $390 here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I will pay it off, and I will remember how the fuck I felt that day. Good as fuck. Good as hell. I felt so fucking good.
The reason she loves shopping is because of the pleasure of it all. It's the literal riding the high of spending money is what drives all of this. Like, she's, in my opinion, chasing a feeling and going into credit card debt, chasing that feeling, and is the blowing the money, perhaps even the more you shop or the bigger you spend, feels so good. She is perfectly okay with having credit card debt and is just like joking about it, not even in like a haha sad. So if I don't laugh, I'll cry. It's like I don't actually care because it's so fun. This is kind of a toxic way to live where it doesn't really matter the damage that I do as long as it's fun. And, to me, it kind of bears some resemblance to the I could be doing worse things kind of argument. Like I could be doing drugs or like I could be addicted to X thing. It's just shopping, which kind of minimizes the the harm that can come from it. Being an adult means, and also taking care of yourself means you don't just get to do all the fun things and indulge all the whims just because they're fun. If you talk to anybody who's paid off consumer debt or something like a student loan, you know how not fun it really is. They'll tell you how hard it is. What's being normalized here? Like, haha, yeah, it's a joke. And maybe if you see it as a joke, it's not harmful, which I guess is what I would hope. But what is being normalized here is, in my opinion, financial self harm or financial self sabotage. Not caring about your debt or your finances is self sabotage. I don't know how old she is, but maybe if you're in your 20s or maybe even in your 30s and you feel like you have so much of life ahead of you, do you really want to spend the next decade of your life paying down credit card debt? It's all fun and games now until you realize, I think a lot of people realize that they want other things in life. And those things are going to cost money. And all of the money that you make, or a big portion of the money that you make, is now going on to debt payments. And the less you pay upfront or the smaller your credit card payments, the more interest that accrues and the longer it takes to pay off your credit card. If you do have a credit card and you have credit card debt, it is worth looking into the minimum payments and essentially what is the payment plan, because a lot of credit cards, not all of them, makes it so you're paying off your debt for 5 to 10 years. I was checking in on something recently and the payment plan set up was 10 years. The minimum payment, if you were to just do the minimum payment, it's just automatic. It's going to establish what 10 years to pay that off is. She is, though, and like where I feel like this becomes toxic is encouraging people to go on shopping sprees. When you check her comments, people are saying things like, we're just floating, like we're just living on a floating rock. There's other comments like, okay, I'm convinced my purpose here is to do whatever makes me happy. I've never resonated with something so much. Oh, I absolutely keep the economy going. I feel so validated right now. I tell my husband all the time, it's my hobby. You are my sister in spirit. I'm in credit card debt and I don't give a shit either. Lol. Best video of 2025. My kids sent this in their group chat and this is mommy. Money is the thing I'm least attached to, like baby, let's let it fly. Another person, I was lying in bed this morning thinking I really need to get more storage containers to organize winter clothes slash holiday decor slash sort through, sell, donate, all of the things. My baby girl wants to update her room, so she needs new curtains and bedding. I need new clothes too. And by golly, my girl, you have surely inspired me to go on a shopping spree tomorrow with my daughter. She's been wanting to big girlify her bedroom, and mama needs some new clothes too. So, woo. Let me go ahead and transfer the little bit of money over to that credit card, so that's 0% APR until July of 2026, so I can have full access to the 3K on it. It makes me uncomfortable to hear that she inspires people to go on shopping sprees. I'm not trying to blame this creator. What I really want to do is focus on the messaging, the language, and the behavior. I want to recognize how uncritical but also powerful this kind of messaging has become. And when we hear messages like this, and then you're flipping through your reels and then you see the Amazon video and like, you know, the one we just watched, and then you hear where you see lots of people hauling things. There's so many reasons to buy things and shop, and they all kind of feed into each other. This content is not neutral and it is not without harm. It encourages people to ignore the negative consequences, even if it's things like anxiety or stress or the debt. Y'all, credit card debt isn't cute or fun. It's not. And I don't really feel like we should be normalizing it and then also kind of saying, oh, haha, it's a joke, deflects the actual problems of this kind of content and the kinds of views or messaging, views really, that this supports. Okay, we're now gonna watch another TikTok, or not TikTok, sorry, a reel. It's a quick one. All right, so this TikTok says, buying myself a little gift today because today would have been my birthday if I was born today. And a person is walking into a yarn shop and buying yarn. I have been seeing some of these videos around Instagram specifically, like if I was born today and using that, your birthday, as an excuse to buy things. This feeds into the treat yourself mentality of just kind of generally that we see online and in shopping culture, consumer culture, but also specifically birthdays really encourage people to treat themselves. And they deserve it. We often kind of get the two things together, the treat yourself mentality and the you deserve it mentality. I have an entire video on birthday TikToks where I talk more about some of these concepts if you want to hear more about them. So we're just going to leave that segment there. I guess the last thing before we move on is that a lot of the time with birthdays, though, people are using it as a justification to do something that they already want to do, right? Like if you are a yarn person and you love yarn, it being your birthday is allowing you to buy more yarn. Like you already wanted to do it. It just kind of gives you a reason and validates that desire. What adds layers to this is that this is from a small business. And when I watched the TikTok initially, I didn't realize that because it really mimics influencer TikToks. And I watched a bunch more reels from this company, and it doesn't match their typical style. And there's no faces in it either. So I think that there's a high chance that you could scroll through this on Instagram and think that this is just like an average influencer TikTok and not realizing that it's marketing for a small business. And part of me is bothered by this, that a company, a business is tapping into the like problematic shopping behavior and this idea of like, people really loving to shop as like marketing strategy, like a marketing tool, and tapping into the language and the phrases that people use to justify shopping. And as I was just mentioning, this treat yourself idea, very popular, right? And they're using it for their marketing benefits. It's ultimately a business tapping into impulsive kind of shopping behavior to do like probably one of three things. One, get people onto their account. Two, have people like save and interact with their posts so it gets bigger, so then that may transfer over to like their account or get traction. I don't think that they're necessarily thinking that it's going to convert into sales, but also I think there can be some benefits of like they're with it and they are modern or like a cool company and they're up with internet culture, TikTok culture, consumer culture, whatever it is you're looking at. I'm sure they have TikTok as well. I would be surprised if they didn't. And, I think some attempts to be relatable. And so I think all of these things kind of benefit the business, getting people to their page and getting people to think that they're cool. Maybe they want to shop there, helping people to discover their account. There are layers to this because they are a small business and they are a yarn business, which to be a small business generally is hard, but also to focus on something like a niche kind of craft item, like to be basically like exclusively a yarn seller. I'm sure they also sell other necessities to knit and to use the yarn, like needles and such, but they're primarily a yarn seller. Like to be in the crafting business, to selling craft supplies or art supplies, just independently, especially a single craft, like just yarn, is a hard thing. And they are like a small independently owned business, and they're not some giant retailer. They're not some giant corporate retailer pushing fast fashion and endless clearance cycles. Where our money goes to and who we support, I do think matters. And when you buy from a yarn shop like this, you are directly supporting people and people who are very likely living like their dream or doing something that like they really want to do. And like you're supporting a small business, which I love. They're working in a tough market. They're working in a tough economic climate. They're using the tools at their disposal to be effective and to get people to their page, which again is hard in social media. And that includes tapping into some impulsive or emotional shopping. I do want to support the small business, and in some ways like I don't blame them for marketing in this way, and I can see how one could feel like, oh, it's just a TikTok or it's just a reel, it's not that serious, it's harmless, or like we're a small business, we're getting people to our page, which I do get. And so I feel really torn about this kind of style of TikTok, because who am I as somebody who is not a small business owner in this respect? Who am I to say how you market your business and your company? Would I rather see people shopping at them than like a big giant? Yeah, I would. And then it kind of also feels a little bit like you say too much and you're gatekeeping how small businesses market, how they do business, and me being the arbiter of like what's okay or not okay in marketing material. In this respect, like I'm not so much concerned about them directly promoting overconsumption. And I don't feel like these TikToks promote overconsumption in the same way as like a Shein haul does and like the quantity of stuff. But I guess the initial issue here is kind of tapping into or normalizing broader issues, seeing more of the thoughtless or emotional spending money is fun, like spending all of your money is okay. Consumption is not something we really need to think about seriously. And I think as well, like if you are a yarn lover, sometimes or not just yarn, but if there's like a small business, we can feel extra good about spending money. Oh, it's a small business, and we can feel extra justified in shopping. That's not the business's fault. That these are rationalizations that us as consumers can have. Kind of same thing with like sustainability stuff. I know I found myself being like, oh, they're a sustainable brand. Like, and I feel justified in wanting to buy all the stuff from there. It normalizes things like treating yourself and all of those other things that I've already talked about. I'm going to play a couple of their other TikToks that are, I don't know, they just strike me as weird. There's one where they're flipping, like they're doing a spinner and it's like buy new yarn or use yarn from stash. Of course, just go buy more yarn. And then the other one is like when my credit card goes through, like, yay. Implication being, I think you spend so much money you don't know it's going to go through, or even that you're such a yarn shopper, it's not going to go through. I don't love that they do that kind of marketing because of the normalizing of that behavior, but I also like don't I don't know, I just feel torn. What do you think about the small businesses using this kind of language in their marketing materials? I'd be curious to hear what you think. I will show you a reel from them that I love. It's them, or it's a dog picking yarn. I kind of feel like some of the point of their TikToks are to get attention and to get people into their page. I feel like the dog reel is kind of like another version of that. It's just a little more wholesome. But again, I don't feel like I have the right to tell businesses how they market themselves. All right, I want to end off on one, I think, more positive TikTok. Let's go.
It's a reminder that you do not need anything from Home Goods today. You do not need anything from Marshalls today. You do not need anything from TJ Maxx today. You're just bored and you don't need more stuff. Go clean your kitchen. Go clean your kitchen.
No, ma'am. You do not need to go to Marshalls or Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Winners for my Canadian girlies, or TK Maxx to those of you in the UK. You don't need to go there. Okay, you're just bored. You are shopping as a hobby. She recommended to go clean your kitchen. Here's my call to you. What do you do to bust the boredom when you're feeling shoppy? And like, this is such an ingrained behavior. Feel bored, go shopping, because shopping's the hobby. And the TJ Maxx shoppers, it becomes like a regular thing. In the last roundup that I did, somebody was talking about how if you don't go, or like you need to go to TJ Maxx multiple times a week to get the deal. If you're not finding the stuff, you're not going enough. There's like something about the TJ Maxx community that is extra shopping as a hobby. I want to end on that as just like a reminder. Sometimes I myself need the reminder to go and do something, like go step outside, go fold my laundry, or like go tidy up my desk, go do my dishes. Like, girl, be so for real. That's everything for me today. Thank you so much for watching and being here today. I really appreciate that you took the time out of your day to watch this video. Thank you so much for being here. If you did like this one, give this video a like. Give me your favorite fruit emoji in the comments. I love when I see them all, when I remember to ask for your favorite emojis. I do often go for food. Food's often on my mind. I want your favorite food emoji in the comments. And I also want to hear your favorite thing to do when you're feeling a little bit bored, or even when you're a little bit spendy. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again around here soon for a new video.